Welcome back, everyone, to your favorite YouTuber playing Steins Gate 0. Episode 7? I think it's 7. Welcome back, guys. At any rate, welcome back. Last episode I thought was fun and chill and relaxing until the very end, where Reading Steiner got activated yet again. In what timeline are we currently? I don't know. What exactly changed? I don't know. However, oh no, I thought we were over this. I thought this shit would never happen again because there are no time machines here, but I guess I was wrong. There's still time machine research. This is exciting stuff that we're getting into, but also it very, very much terrifies me, the shit that we're getting into. Because it could go anywhere right now. Like, literally, yeah? I don't know where the plot is going. And I feel like it's not going well. But we will find out today where the plot exactly is going, through Rintaro's perspective, as usual. Anyway, also one of Mayuri's friends fell unconscious during the time that Reading Steiner activated for Rintaro. So maybe Mayuri's friend also possesses Reading Steiner, because she does have memories of Mayuri dying, which she shouldn't have. But hey, yo, maybe questions will get answered, at least I hope so. Let's continue. For the first time in almost 4 months, I felt like the whole world was twisting. God, we had a 4-month break, everyone. Who was it? Who had changed the world line? I didn't do anything. I hadn't interfered with the world. Was it Suzuha? Because Suzuha asked her mother what the song was. I feel like that is maybe what changed? I don't know. So why was the world doing this to me? Oh no. What? In the why? What is this? This looks like, these, like, games where you pick shit out. I forgot the name of these games. I'll put on screen. This looks exactly like that. Like one of those games. Oh, no. I opened my eyes. Things had already taken on different colors. The world kept wavering until once again it became fixed to a single point in time. I wasn't looking at a warm, cheerful party in the lab anymore. What happened? And where are we? Is this still Japan? I was outside. It was raining. The rain was falling on my face in drops so large that it hurt. Is it not winter anymore? It was a mid-winter rain. It was freezing cold, and I could feel it sapping the strength from my body. By the way, guys, happy late New Year's. Merry Christmas. I'm sorry. Welcome to 2026, everyone. This is what 2026 will look like. Accurate representation. Oh my god, the sky is red. It's still December 24th, right? It's still Christmas Eve. My view stopped twisting. I was staring at the broad back of a man I didn't know. I could hear the sound of many boots stamping through the mud, mingling with falling rain. The stench was terrible. The smell of sewage was so strong it hurt to breathe. And it was mixed with the awful smell of burning rubber and plastic. So it's still the same time, probably, like Christmas Eve. But the place that we currently are is different. Where are we? Where was I? Yeah, what was I doing right now? Things around me had changed so much. I tried to understand the situation I was in, but my brain was having an awful time keeping up.
もう少しです。頑張って。
Who the fuck are you? When I stopped, a rough hand patted me on the shoulder encouragingly. I looked around to see a man my age with a strong, powerful face. It was a face I'd never seen. I didn't know him, probably. The man was wearing the camo outfit and equipment I'd often seen the self-defense force wear on the news. He was carrying an assault rifle on his shoulder. What the fuck is happening? Did a bomb drop here? There were 7 or 8 people around me, all dressed the same. They surrounded me in a circular formation and walked forward silently as they kept a careful eye on the area around them.
この人たちは自衛隊員
What are you doing there, Rintaro? And then I realized I was wearing the same camo uniform they were! What the fuck? Guys, he got promoted from a Santa at the Christmas party to this. What the fuck?
俺が自衛隊員だって
What the fuck? What? I touched my bicep to check, but there was no muscle? Rip. It was flabby and weak. Unlike the others, I wasn't carrying any weapons. Then what was going on here? It felt like these 7 or 8 tough-looking SDF guys were all guarding me. Since when was I that important? What is going on? Still confused, I dragged myself onward. Why are we so important to protect right now? Do we know some shit? Where was I anyway? It was a long path filled with dark brown mud. The walls formed a tall silhouette to the left and right. This music, by the way, oh my god. The path was filled with garbage and concrete rubble, and sometimes we had to force our way past it. I looked up past the high walls. Despite the rain, the moon on the night sky was strangely red and a little too bright. Why? What's going on with the moon? It was thanks to the moon that we were able to walk down a path like this without flashlights. But we are also probably easily visible, right? Hello? Sound. I hear yeah, it's very loud. It was the sound of water. I looked over and saw a hole opened in one of the walls. Filthy water was pouring out. The water from dozens of little rivers that blocked our path. So that was it. This was the bottom of a river that had dried up. What looked like high walls were the river dikes. So wait, are we still in Japan? We must be. Oh my god. I turned toward the man who had spoken to me a bit ago and yelled so that my voice could be heard over the rain. What do you mean? Oh my god, is it the same organization that almost killed me in the parking lot? Are they after me? I can't hear you! Uh-oh. But the words cut off there. Everyone seemed more tense than ever. What the fuck? One of them grabbed me and pushed me toward the side of the riverbed. Hello? Everyone put their backs against the wall and held their breath. I could hear the sound of a helicopter's rotors in the distance. No, more than just one. They were getting closer. Oh, fuck! Dude, why the fuck am I, like, wanted right now? Who the fuck want me so bad? Why are they protecting me? I had no idea what was going on, but I could feel my heart start to beat faster. What? Past several meters of rubble lay an overturned car. It must have fallen into the riverbed after the water had disappeared. The entire body was bent inward and the roof was completely crushed. Okay. I lay down in the sinking mud and slid into the shadow of the overturned car. At the same time, the SDF soldiers were issuing each other orders, as if this was something they'd planned for already. What the fuck is fucking happening? God, I hate Rintaro's POV so much, because you time shift and then you suddenly spawned in a place during a time that you have no fucking clue about. What the fuck? At the same time, the SDF soldiers were issuing orders. Yeah, I think that. Sorry. Two of them stayed by my side and everyone else ran back the way we'd come. They all climbed up crevices and outcroppings on the wall, then disappeared over the edge of the dike and out of my view. Shortly after... Thunder! Those were gunshots! Guys, is World War III already breaking out? And not just a single shot from a handgun or anything like that. This was the sound of war. I could hear the helicopters getting further away, drawn by the gunfire. They want to protect you. In this worldline was Japan at war. Then the third World War. I can't read or speak. I'm speechless. I remember Tsuza's words. Yeah. I happened to look inside the crushed car. Oh no! Oh fuck! I could see the corpse of a man, a woman, and a small child hanging upside down, still attached to their seatbelts. I would throw up right there. I would actually throw up right there if I saw that shit. They were all covered in dried black blood. They looked like mannequins at a bad haunted house. Don't compare this shit right now. Be quiet. Be quiet. Someone shut him up. And then I realized I'd been so focused on moving forward that I hadn't noticed what they were. But I'd seen similar mannequins sunk into the mud. I could see their arms, their bones, and ragged muscle exposed. Oh! It's like the graveyard in Detroit Become Human, but instead of mannequins or robots, those are actually people. Reaching up to the skies of seeking salvation. There's no salvation here. God fucking died and we killed him. I put my hand over my mouth to stifle the scream. Good. Those weren't mannequins. What the fuck is happening? He pulled me up, my knees were shaking from shock and exhaustion.
仲間がソ連のヘリ部隊を引きつけてますが、それほど持ちません。
Oh no. So they are Russian people. So is Japan in a war with Russia? My mind was dulled from terror, but it seemed like there was something off about what you just said. You think so?
あなたを守るために、すでに何人犠牲になったと思っているんです。
Fuck! Oh my god, Rintaro hates when people do that. He feels worthless, like he's not deserving of protection. Like his life is worth less than anyone else's. And in this way, like, when people do sacrifice themselves for me, he must feel even more like shit. Even more worthless. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
なぜ
理由は聞かされていません。
What?
命を懸けて守れと
Who told you?
は命じられています。
Dude!
それがこの国の未来につながる。
How? Fuck! Okay, no pressure, no pressure. No pressure? Only Japan is resting on our shoulders, guys. No pressure. Fuck. Oh my god, no. Oh no. Oh no, this is... Oh no. My head is fucking exploding. A helicopter passed over the riverbed. The bright searchlight passed by for a moment, but thankfully the shadow of the dike hit us.
こっちへ。
Okay. Oh my god. The young SDF soldier, whose name I didn't even know, pulled me inside one of the holes in the concrete. When I looked closely, I could see that it was the entrance to a sewer. It was just big enough for a single person to pass through. Struggling against the flow of water that came up to my knees, I pressed on through the darkness. Oh my god. I'm digging my fingers into my goddamn forehead. Because what the fuck? My sense of smell had already gone numb, so I didn't have to worry about the stench of the sewage. That alone would actually make me throw up. The stench of sewage alone is making me sick to my stomach. Yes, I have smelled it before. Once inside, we came to several branching paths. The SDF soldiers seemed to know which one would lead where, and they marched on without hesitation. And then we came out of the sewer and back into a riverbed. The riverbeds are all connecting now. It was dried up just like the one we'd just been through. Why are they dried up? I didn't know if it was the same river or another one. And the two soldiers didn't tell me. Because it's not important, probably. Either way, I was glad to be finally out of the foul-smelling darkness. And I tried to take a deep breath and fill my lungs with fresh air. But it's smelling awful. Huh? Halfway through, I realized that the riverbed smelled even worse than the sewer. I took an involuntary step back and then another. The sight in front of me was just that terrible. This was... what was once a riverbed was now filled with bodies. Some of them had been burned totally black, so it was impossible to tell how much death lay before me. And in the distance, I could see what looked like bonfires. They were burning despite the rain. What? The fires were consuming the mountains of flesh that once were human bodies. Are they burning bodies in river ditches?
もうすぐです。きついでしょうが、走れますか。
Oh no. I feel so bad for him. Oh my god. God, Mamoru's fucking voice delivery yet again. Peak, bro. The vulnerability in his voice, the sadness, the like innocence of what the fuck, where he was before and in the situation he's in right now. Oh no, he sounds like he's breaking, bro. The SDF soldier spoke to me. And then I came back to my senses. If it weren't for these two, I wouldn't have been able to stay sane. We ran through the riverbed, one of them in front of me, the other behind. I could hear the constant drone of the helicopter above me. Sometimes the searchlights got very close. Each time they did, I hit the piles of I hit the piles of bodies until they... I'd seen this many times before as I'd wandered through the world lines. Dead bodies, yeah. I'd seen death. Yeah. Multiple times. I'd seen the moments when people had died. Yeah. Bitch, don't tell me the previous game prepared us for this moment. But at the same time, I'd never experienced what happened to a dead person after they were left out for a long time. A decomposed body. More than fear, more than sorrow, the thing that hit me first was the smell of death. The rotting stench ate away at my body, not my soul. My whole body was rejecting it. It made me feel sick. Yeah, I mean, when people tell you about the experience, like actual like police people from the police, for example, when they do smell a rotting body, it does like instantly put the reaction into them, like they instantly react very sickly to it, right? Because of the stench. I feel like this is a natural part of human biology, that you do react to such a stench of death in this way, that you get sick from it naturally. So yeah, thinking that way meant trampling on the dignity of the dead, but I couldn't help it. The Valley of Hinnom. Oh no! Dude, they did talk about hell. Well, here we fucking are. I remembered that phrase. That was what that strange attacker had said that night when they came after Dr. Leskin and Maho and me. Yeah. I remember. I remember, yeah. That valley was the origin of the word Gehenna, meaning hell. It was said that flames burned there every night, scorching the heavens themselves. Those who died merciless deaths with anger or misery in their hearts were flung into the flames, their souls becoming black smoke that rained hatred down on the land. What I stared at now was Gehenna. Hell. Dude, bodies are just burning here. Wow, the two soldiers led me to a half-collapsed subway tunnel. The lights were all off because there was no electricity, but there were 3 armored cars in camo colors, with the headlights on to illuminate the way. They were 4-wheel drive, off-road vehicles covered in thick chunks of armor, but I didn't see any real weapons.
ここから地下鉄内を通って埼玉へ抜けられます。入間基地はまだ無事と聞いています。
Iruma
そこまで行け
base.
ば関東を脱出できるはずです。
Kanto? Why am I escaping Kanto? What the fuck? One of the Japan Air Self-Defense Forces. A larger space is located between the cities of Iruma and Sayama in Saitama Prefecture. Okay. It is also the location of the Central Air Defense Force headquarters. Okay. Interesting to note. Oh my god.
関東脱出
話は向こうで聞いてください。とにかく急いで。
There were a lot of things I wanted to ask. Yes, me too. But even as we spoke, I heard what sounded like gunshots outside the tunnel. The man forced me into the backseat of one of the cars. There are probably multiple, so they don't know where he is. Same. I'll also be praying.
あなた方は
They'll die?
自分たちには別の任務がありますので。
Oh.
では。
The 2 soldiers who had brought me here saluted, then turned around and left the station. I felt like I was never going to see them again. Yeah. The door of the armored car slammed shut with a heavy thud. The car's crew were SDF soldiers, just a little older than me. A little older. Oh my fucking god. The diesel engine kicked to life, and the car raced down a tunnel that had originally been designed for trains. Of course, it wasn't a pleasant ride at all, but I didn't have any choice. Yes, obviously, there was no way I could tell them I wanted to go to Akihabara. I had no way to alter the world line. I had to survive in this hellish world. And to survive, I needed to do what they said. How did this world then change so drastically? What is it that triggered it? Why? My wants didn't matter at all. I wasn't even allowed to express them. Yeah. In times of war, you have no agency, okay? You are just a victim of war. Of its machinations, of its cause, okay? God damn it. I just did as they told me and ran. It was all I could do. But I had no idea that it would take an entire month. What? What do you mean an entire month? Okay, right. Let's go to the post-war chat rooms. Anonymous at Security Council. The USSR started experimenting with a time machine and America goes apeshit. Give me that damn time machine. USSR says, but I refuse. The story so far? Who the fuck is summarizing this for me? Eastern powers and Soviets get cocky. How's it feel to be you right now, huh? How's it feel? This brings us to the end of your regularly scheduled Cold War. USA be like, I'ma bomb you from Japan. USSR be like, then we'll invade Japan. Oh shit. Us, right now. What? Who the fuck is writing this? USSR's kicking ass. Hokkaido and NE Japan are screwed. Are they coming for Central Japan now? People of Nagoya, get the fuck out! Okay. What the fuck? Amateurs who know nothing about strategy need to shut the fuck up. Okay, there's someone else. The SDF may look like they're retreating, but they've actually got a defense line at Mount Fuji. They're about to start a counterattack. Okay, the samurais dude be like. The Mount Fuji line, Lemao. Who the hell is dumb enough to believe Japanese Imperial High Command, laughing out loud, we'd better not start hearing calls for kamikaze pilots soon. Oh my god. Shut up, noob. Idiots like you are the real threats. Dude, there's war outside, dude. Look out of your window if you even have one left. The fuck you mean? Wait, what the hell happened to the collective right of self-defense? America's only interested in protecting Okinawa. So what the hell's the SDF doing getting sent off to Siberia? How are they supposed to protect the country? You protect a chicken hog! Oh, you wanna fight? Go volunteer. They say they aren't getting enough recruits. Are they going to start conscription soon, you think? Conscription? Let me look this up real quick. Oh! Oh, I see. Okay, I get it now. That's what this means. Okay, got it. Are they going to start conscription soon? What's the point of conscriptions? Conscripting a bunch of fat that just get in the way while they say requires professional soldiers. Well, then get trained into one, I guess. Captain Bajina. Bajina's sure a name. This Bajina guy is kind of delulu. Says the fat otaku doesn't want to go to war. Who the fuck does want to go to war, bro? There are barely any professional soldiers left in Japan. Our masses in America sent them all around the globe and then stuck them there. Your guys will probably be getting your conscription notices soon. Good luck. I'm a chick, so I don't care. Damn. In other words, if we get a sex change, we don't have to go, right? The real enemies of Japan are its own citizens, huh, asshole? Dude, it's just up for survival. No, seriously, are we going to be split up like Germany? Hey, yo. It's likely. They say there's a provisional government forming in Okinawa. They're all set to abandon East Japan and just have America protect the West. Those incompetents in the government might honestly do it. Holy shit. Is it really the time to bash politicians? Traitor shill? What? Traitor shill? LOL. Strategically, America can't let go of Okinawa, and Japan wants to keep some kind of a government. That means that making provisional government at Okinawa is the best option. You bashed all of Okinawa up till now, and now you're telling me this? Shut up, traitor! So if I'm a traitor, what are you? If you're posting on Echelon right now, that means you either fled the country or ran to Okinawa? Is this today's you don't get to talk, Fred? What in the fuck is going on? Yes, I did read this. KK! What? The reason it took a month to get to Okinawa was that we were losing the war? Who the fuck is this KK thing? New slang short for laugh out loud. No. Oh, net slang for short for KK. I guess I didn't read this KK in the Ed channel thread. I guess I missed it. Oh my fucking god. The reason it took a month. We were losing the war. Sounds lovely. Supposedly the plan had been to ferry me by plane to Okinawa once I'd arrived at Iruma base. But the constant bombing had slowed us down, so they gave up on the plane and decided I would escape to Kyushu by ground. There was more than one attack by Soviet spies and assault teams. Some of the SDF soldiers protecting me died. But when I got to Sasebo, I was able to get on a Maritime SDF escort ship and managed to escape to Okinawa. Why were they doing all this for me? I don't know. No matter how many times I asked, no one would answer. Who the fuck is giving you these missions? Okinawa in winter was covered in thick clouds. Come to think of it, I hadn't seen a real break in the clouds for a whole month. I was thinking about that when I was loaded into a van with dark tinted windows that had come to pick me up from the port. Jeez, what the fuck's going on, bro? Inside the car was not only the driver but a middle-aged man sitting in the front passenger seat. He was very short, perhaps only around 150 centimeters tall. But he had the air of a military veteran, and even though he was fully dressed, I could tell he was extremely muscular.
Rintaro 君だな。
Yes?
私は防衛省中央情報保全隊の下山という。
Holy shit. That's
これから
crazy.
空港に寄り道してから彼らの沖縄防衛局へ向かう。長旅で疲れているところ申し訳ないが、もうしばらく我慢してくれ。
Dude, honestly, it's shocking that I have any privileges right now. What the fuck? One of the 8 regional defense bureaus of the Ministry of Defense in Japan. It serves as the Center for Defense Administration in Okinawa Prefecture. One of the central ministries of Japan. It manages and operates a self-defense force. It changed its name from the Defense Agency to Ministry of Defense. Okay. Interesting to note. Oh my god. What the fuck?
はい。
Oh my god. Holy fuck! I'd heard that Tokyo had been destroyed. Holy shit. Is this still Steins Gate, bro? What is going on? The major functions of the Japanese government were now headquartered out of the Okinawa Defense Bureau to allow for better cooperation with the American forces stationed nearby. That's why that's what Shimoyama explained to me. In other words, the place I was heading to was the core of Japan's defenses. Once I arrived, would I understand why I was so important, that all those soldiers were willing to die to protect me? Why are you this important? Is it about time machine research? The car stopped in front of Naha Airport for a while. And then I saw a surprising pair, get abroad. Who? Oh my god, what are you two doing here? What the fuck?
君たちはユキさんと中瀬さんじゃないか。
What are you doing here? I wasn't expecting to see them here. But they were the first people I knew who I'd met since coming to this world line. That alone was almost enough to make me cry. But still I couldn't just sit there and be happy,
マユ
yeah.
リはマユリの行方を知らないか。
Oh no.
大丈夫です。
Oh, thank god. How do you know though? Yuki nodded as if trying to make me feel better.
さっきまで一緒だったんです。
Oh,
一緒だった。
where is she?
そうなんですよ。マユシーでしょ。ルミホちゃんでしょ。ルカ君、楓ちゃん。
Okay.
今朝空港に着いて、みんな防衛局というところで保護してもらえるというので待っていたんですが、
Okay.
さっき急に私と吹雪ちゃんだけ先に連れて行くと言われて、
Oh.
それでこの車に乗せられたらオカリンさんがいたってわけ。
Oh, so are there multiple cars here or is there just one car
と
transporting
に
them?
かくみんなが無事でよかった。
Oh my god, what the fuck is this game? Since Daro and Suzuha weren't mentioned, I was going to ask about them, but...
すまないが積もる話は後にしてもらっていいだろうか。
Okay. Shimoyama cut me off and the car started moving. Shimoyama, sorry, I always mispronounce his name.
沖縄防衛局には君たちのご家族もいずれ到着する予定だ。すでに我々の方で保護はしている。
Okay, the question is for how
本当
long?
ですか？よかった。
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about this.
別行動になったお友達の皆さんもすぐ後ろの車に乗っている。
Okay.
離れ離れになるわけではないから安心していい。
Why are they so accommodating to teenagers? Is it because all of us are this important? I took a quick look and saw another identical van a little behind us. So Mayuri and the others were there?
じゃあ後でまた会えるんですね。
I hope so.
もちろんだ。
Okay. Yuki let out a sigh of relief. But then I started to wonder about something else. Why were we split into different cars? This van could hold at least another 3 people. If you squeezed tight, it could easily hold everyone. Or was there some reason they put me, Yuki, and Fubuki into the same car? I don't know why. Is the other car supposed to be a distraction in case they get attacked on their way there? I hope not. What the why? Why? The car drove along the Okinawa monorail for a while and then went south down a wide bypass. There are so many new terms here. Okinawa monorail. The only railway operating in Okinawa as of 2011. It runs from Naha Airport to Shuri Castle, covering a distance of about 30 kilometers and has a total of 15 train stations across the entirety of the railway. Okay. Interesting to know.
暗いな。
何です？
The sky.
いやこんなに店が並んでるのにどこも真っ暗だから。
Well, yeah, it's war. There were lots of franchise restaurants, big supermarkets, cafeterias for tourists, and rent-a-car places all jammed together along the side of the road. But all of them were dead silent, and their lights were turned off. Barely any of the street lights were turned on, and the only cars were Japanese and US military vehicles. I didn't see anyone out walking. Yeah,
10
obviously.
日管制と午後5時以降の外出禁止令が出ているんだ。 沖縄なら安全とは言ってもね、戦時下なんだよ。以前のようにはいかない。早く戦争など終わって元に戻ってほしいものだ。
How long has this war been going on for? How long? Wartime, huh?
なあ岡部君、君の知っている沖縄は夜遅くまでもっと明るくて楽しい場所だったろ。
Yeah.
どうでしょう。俺は沖縄は初めてなので。
それはもったいないな。なら次は楽しい旅行で来られることを祈っているよ。ここは本当にいい島だ。
Nice. Good to know. Shit sucks. The car headed up from the bypass over a land bridge and then to another road. We quickly came to a long tunnel.
実は3人に防衛局に着く前に少しだけ質問をしたくてな。
Okay.
それでこうして同乗してもらった。
Okay. What questions? Uh-oh. My guess was right. That meant there was something he wanted to ask just the three of us. But why us three? I wasn't particularly close to Yuki or Fubuki. Is it because all of us are reading Steiner? Actually? Yuki too? I don't know. I'd only even started talking to them a few months ago. And then I shook my head. That was before the world line changed, yeah. Maybe things were different in this world line. Maybe you've known them for years, I don't know. I had no idea what my relationship was to anyone else in this world line. Since the SDF had been treating me so well, I didn't want to make Shimoyama suspicious. I decided it would be best to leave most of the talking to Yuki and Fubuki.
Amane Yuki-san.
Yes? Shimoyama spoke to Yuki first. Yuki went stiff when her name was called. I could feel it even sitting next to her.
君は橋田至君とその妹さんがどこにいるか知らないだろうか。
Little sister, Suzuha. Yeah, that must be Suzuha. That would mean that even in this world line, Suzuha had come from the future and gotten to know Yuki and the others while pretending to be Daru's sister. And the SDF evidently didn't know where Daru and Suzuha were. Okay, Daru and Suzuha are not in the car behind us. Is someone else missing too? Yuki fell silent and glanced over to me, as if expecting help. But I didn't know where they were either. I didn't even have any memories of this world line, so I had no way of answering. But Yuki's attitude bothered me. It was as if she knew where they were and was deliberately hiding it, and that I was supposed to be hiding it too. I could figure that out. I'm sure Shimoyama could too. A strange tension filled the car. Yuki was trying to hide it. From whom? Suzuha?
知らないかな?
Suzuha and Daru's location. Sorry guys, I'm snacking in the background. Suzuha and Daru. Are they developing something? Is Daru developing something? If so, why is Rintaro not doing the same? Why are they saving Rintaro? You sure you don't know? Oh, she so knows. Shimoyama turned around from the front passenger seat and asked again. Oh, she knows. Oh, she so knows. Yuki bowed her head in apology.
でも君は橋田君とかなり親しいお付き合いをしているんだよね。恋人に何の連絡もないというのは。
Oh, so they are together in this world line. Good to know.
携帯電話なんてもう使い物になってないじゃないですか。
Uh-oh.
連絡方法なら携帯以外にもいくらでもある。
Yeah.
でも本当に何も。
妹さんからも。
はい。
時に岡部君は橋田君と何か研究をしていたらしいね。
I wasn't sure how to react when the conversation suddenly turned toward me. Researching? Researching what? Dude, I don't fucking know! I don't know! Don't tell me it's fucking some kind of goddamn time machine. Don't tell me the microwave exists in this world line. Nuh-uh. Not the microwave, bro. Uh-oh, if I panic, I'll make them suspicious.
どんな研究をしていたんだね?
Wouldn't you like to know? I would just have to give him the most harmless answer I could.
研究というより、なんていうか、ちょっとした発明のアイデアというか。
発明。
竹とんぼに CCD カメラをつけて空撮ができないかとか。掃除機の排気をドライヤー代わりにしてみるとか。
Uh-huh. He's talking about his laboratory gadgets he developed, right?
ほう、なかなか面白いね。
Is it? Oh yeah, just
それじゃ
pretending.
何かとんでもないものを作っていて、それを知られないために我々から逃げたというわけではないんだね。
What? Wait. What? Huh?
逃げた
Damn, I responded. There was a mistake. But did that mean that Daro and Susa were hiding from the SDF amidst all this chaos? The SDF had risked their lives to protect me over the past month. Shouldn't I be asking them for help? Are they our enemies? I got even more confused.
知らないのならいいんだ。橋田君たちのことは保留にしておこう。
Okay. What the fuck? Somebody please tell me what the right answer is. How am I supposed to respond here?
中瀬克美さん、君には別に聞きたいことがあるんだ。
Why her?
私
Why her? This time it was Fubuki's turn to jump up in her seat.
いやいや、そんなに緊張しなくていい。大したことじゃない。
Are you sure? If he's downplaying it, I'm not believing him. Also, Shimoyama said, but Fubuki was clearly starting to get scared. Her reaction was strange. It was too strong. Maybe the self-defense forces weren't simply protecting us. For one thing, there was no way normal civilians like us merited such important treatment. But then, what were they after? No, I could guess. The time machine. Fuck. Fuck! I knew it! I knew it. This war started with Russia's time machine experiments. Yeah. And of course Nakabachi was involved. I'd learned from some of the soldiers that even in this world line he'd sought asylum in Russia. And Susa was a time traveler from the year 2036. If Susa was here in this era, that means that it was Daru who made the time machine that brought her here. If you had a time machine, you could change the outcome of this war. It would make sense if that's what the Japanese government thought, and if that was why they were trying to capture Daru, Susa and their friends, yeah. Once I realized that, the whole situation started to feel terrifying to me. Was this car really headed toward the Okinawa Defense Bureau? What the fuck is this game? What? Dune. I do not expect to lead a war in 2026, okay? On my first episode in 2026. What the fuck? Holy shit. Here we are! And if it was, were they really going to keep us safe there?
先週、中瀬さんに受けてもらった健康診断なんだが。
Physical?
何か悪いところでも見つかったんですか？
いや、東京で怪我をした傷も治りかけているし、体調には問題はない。
What?
ストレスがひどいようだね。
Yeah? It's war?
まあ無理もない。あれだけひどい空襲をくぐり抜けてきたんだ。今やほとんどの民間人に PTSD があると言ってもいい。
Yeah. She survived the bombing in Tokyo.
ただ君の場合、他の人とは少し違うようだ。
What do you mean?
随分とリアルな夢を見たりするとか。ひどい時には白チュームというのかな。現実と夢の区別がつかなくなることもあると聞いた。
Oh, there was this, I remember before the timeline change, it was mentioned that, civilians, there was this virus going around that caused these symptoms that she has right now. Huh. Is it still relevant here? What?
だから、それが PTSD ってことじゃないんですか？
Fubuki was too scared to speak, so Yuki interrupted curtly. It was rare to see Yuki act like this. If nothing else, I'd never seen it before. It was plain now. Yuki didn't trust Shimoyama. In fact, she considered him an enemy.
いや、それが実に奇妙な話なんだが。
Is it? Shimoyama paused a moment for effect and rubbed his shin.
中瀬さんと非常によく似た白チュームを見る人たちがいる。しかも一人や二人じゃない。
This virus is going around. I guess a virus, quote unquote. It's probably reading Steiner, right? It must be.
もちろん程度の差はあるが、国内だけでもすでに十数名ほど見つかっている。
Okay.
どうやら海外にもいるようだ。まあ、西側諸国の情報しかないがね。
そんなのただの偶然じゃ。
I don't think so. Fubuki was incredibly frightened. So I spoke in her place.
風神を知っているだろ
When? When? Oh! Oh. I see him. Okay. Putin. I see him. Suddenly Shimoyama turned his gaze toward me and asked me a question.
プーシン
Yeah?
ソ連の書記長ですよね。
I almost said the president of Russia, but managed to stop myself. The Soviet Union still existed in this world line. Yeah, by the way, guys, why did I not comment on that? I was like, oh yeah, Soviet Union, UdSSR, even though it doesn't even exist in this world line 2010, but I just took it without even like questioning it. That's so true. I did not comment on this. Why? Bruh. Anyway, I heard that during my time at Iruma. Okay, interesting.
だが中瀬さんは興味深いことにプーチンがロシアの大統領だと答えたとか。
Oh! Oh. They do remember the previous world line. What?
すみません。なんか寝ぼけてたんです。それに私、勉強とか全然ダメで。
Uh-oh. She does remember. She remembers.
いやそうじゃない。白チュームを見る人たちの特徴の一つなんだ。皆一様にそう口にする。プーチン大統領とね。
Uh-oh.
ゴリバチョフやレリツィンのことも大統領と呼ぶものばかりだ。
Oh! Okay.
そのおかげで研究者たちは陰で大統領病とか呼んでるそうだが、センスのないネーミングだな。
No way. Is he talking about reading Steiner? There was a strong chance that people beside me had that power, even if not as acutely? Acutely? I don't know. I never found out for sure, but what Ferris had said in the Alpha word line certainly suggested it. So it was certainly possible that Shimoyama's walking dreams were actually the facts of reading Steiner. If they were all aware of the word line change a month ago, just like me, if Fubuki had the same memories of the other word line that I had, it would make perfect sense that she called Putin a president.
ゴリバチョフ、レリツィン。
知らないのかね。世界史の授業でやっただろ。
私、高校時代からずっと理系だったもので。
ああ。
常識だと思っていたが、今の若い子は知らないのか。最近の学生がここまで不勉強とはね。
はは。I'm dumb dumb, teehee.
ゴリバチョフやレリツィンくらい。
ええ、まあ。
ベルリンの壁の崩壊やペレストロイカも。
はい。それも教科書で。
Were they though? The second after the words were out of my mouth, an alarm went off in my mind. He's playing you. He's asking you leading questions. Something was wrong. There was something strange about what Shimoyama was saying. And then I realized the East and West were caught up in the middle of a world war. How could the Berlin Wall have fallen? And could Gorbachev really execute Perestroika? By the time I realized they tricked me, it was too late. My panic appeared on my face. Fuck, they got you!
君もそうだったのか。
Uh-oh.
そしてそれを恋に隠そうとしたね。
Uh-oh. Got him. Guys, we got played.
やはり情報通りなんだな。君は何か重大なことを知って。
By the way, where did you get this info from?
なあ、岡部君。教えてほしいんだが。
Uh-oh. Shimoyama suddenly laughed. It was a bitter laugh, almost eerily so.
ゴリバチョフ、レリツィン。君たちが口にするそれは一体誰なんだ。
Uh-oh.
我々はもちろんアメリカのあらゆる情報機関にもそんな人物のデータは存在しないんだ。
Well, doesn't exist. I looked over at Yuki. Dude, how dramatically did this word line change? Who the fuck changed it up? I confess now. From the look on her face, I could tell that she really had no idea who they were.
ペレストロイカだの、ベルリンの壁崩壊だの、それは本当にあったことなのか。 答えてくれ。
But I couldn't answer. I was thinking of something completely different. I suddenly realized why the world line might have changed a month ago on Christmas Eve. Why? What if Russia used the time machine that day in an experiment to change the past? Uh-oh. Actually, the goal of the experiment would have been to stop the collapse of the Soviet Union. And if the result of their changing the past was this world line, how foolish. A single change to the past and the butterfly effect makes the entire world so different. Did they know how many people had died?
君や君の友達には本当に他の世界の歴史が見えているのか？
Teehee?
私にはとても信じられない。頭のおかしい学者どものたわごとにしか。
Yeah, I agree. He was about to push me further when... Uh-oh. Phone! We heard the sound of an incoming call on a cell phone. What the fuck? Shimoyama grunted and took his phone out of his pocket.
下山だ。ああ、今防衛局へ。
Are we though?
どういうことだ、それは。
What the...
くそ、これだからバカどもは。あいつらどこの国の政治家だ。
What? Shimoyama's finger slammed down on the end call button so hard, I thought the phone would break. There was a look of rage on his face.
行き先変更だ。嘉手納基地へ向かえ。第2ゲートだ。
What? His words were filled with irritation as he spoke to the driver. Changing destinations? Who was he just talking to? As I sat there confused, Shimoyama started to call someone else.
下山だ。行き先を変更する。嘉手納基地の第2ゲート前で落ち合う。
Is he calling to the car that's also driving with us? That was all he said before he hung up.
どういうことですか？
I don't think he'll tell us.
状況が変わった。これから岡部君は米軍基地に行ってもらう。
What? What?
そのまま米軍機でアメリカへ行き、
What?
なんていう楽しい旅行が待っているかもしれんな。
What? Oh, so they want to have the... So America wants that info. They aren't giving it to Japan. Okay. America.
せめてファーストクラスを準備するよう要求しておくが、期待はしないでほしい。
Could
あ
it
いつ
be
ら
him?
は我々の言うことなど、飼い犬の吠え声としか思ってない。
I wonder if Krisus alive in this timeline. With how drastic the changes have been to world history, I wonder if Krisus still alive here. My god.
なんでアメリカに
CIA か NSC か知らんが、君の即時引き渡しを求めているそうだ。
Uh-oh, I don't like that.
だからなぜ
そんなことはあいつらに直接聞け。
They either want his research or the knowledge he has. The knowledge of time machines and or of world lines and divergence and stuff. I feel like they want info from him. That's not good. And then he turned back toward the front and fell silent, refusing to answer any of my questions. American, like, people could just easily torture us to get that info. There would be no consequence to their actions. They could just torture that info out of him. I hope that won't happen, man. The car went down the road for a while until we got off at an exit that read South Okinawa. Oh my god. Hello, everyone. We stopped in front of the gate. Several US soldiers had evidently been waiting for my arrival.
君をアメリカに渡したら、もう我々のところには正しい情報なんて一つも降りてこなくなるだろう。
We're not going to get any accurate information. Yeah.
だから、これが最後の機会だ。
Uh-oh. Shimoyama turned around from the front passenger seat and looked straight at me. His eyes were desperate and begging.
教えてくれ。我々はこの先、どうすればいいんだ。
How am I supposed to know?
頼む。
How am I supposed to know? I remembered all the soldiers in Tokyo who had fought so desperately to protect me. Were they fighting to help someone else in Tokyo right now? Or were they already?
俺には
Yeah. I don't know.
わかりません
Yeah.
岡部君。
本当にわからないんです
I lost my memory, bitch!
この戦争をどうにかできると思いますかゴリバチョフやレリツィンがロシアの大統領になるとか東西冷戦を劇的に終結させるとかそんな歴史を知っていたところでどうにもならない
Yeah, because it was something that happened in a different timeline. In a different world line. So this information is useless here. I could hear the sound of another car getting closer. Shimayama sighed and opened the passenger side door. Well, transferring to America, everyone. I exited the cars, I was told. Mayuri! Mayuri! Whoa! Military outfit. Hi? Mayuri got out of the van before us and ran over to me.
Mayuri!
Aww! Aww! So cute. Aww! I'm so glad I have a CG where they hug. I'm so happy. My childhood friend flung herself into my arms and I held her tight. How long were we not, like... I guess, yeah, they were apart for at least a month. Because they protected Rintaro for a month at least. God damn it. Oh, I could feel her warmth. Mayuri was here. I'd never gone almost a week, almost a whole month without seeing her before. Wow. And this was wartime. I couldn't easily contact her like I could in the old world line. So I'd been so worried about whether or not Mayuri was okay. It was no exaggeration to say that I'd survived this far just to make sure. I'd erased the entire Alpha world line to save her. Going back to old habits. No matter what happened, I wanted her to be safe. Aww. I'd held her too closely. There's no too closely in war times, bro. I took a step back. Aww. Oh, this game is so fucked, bro. Hi, Ferris. You're still putting on the cat girl persona, dude? Oh wow, Ferris's hair's down. I heard two more voices I recognized. Ferris and Luca. Behind them I saw Kaide. Oh my god. Now we're only missing Suzuha and Daro. Yeah. Oh. Ah! I felt myself getting choked up too when I saw Lukaku cry. I exchanged greetings with Kaide too. Fubuki had grabbed onto her like a little kid. She was still pale and trembling. Yeah, no shit. She's still saying yeah. Oh, Ferris spoke sadly, then she put her hand around my neck and held me close. Her little pink lips got close to my ear as if she was about to kiss me. Her usual move. What was going on? She laughed mischievously, then Ferris, no, Akiha Rumiho, whispered into my ear while pretending to kiss me. Oh my god. Damn. That's right, Ferris had a special talent. Right! Right! Oh my god, I'm so glad this is relevant now. True! She can tell. She can tell! Oh my god, Saya, break. This dumbass name, bro. Fictional cat from Lewis Carroll. Yeah, I know. I know. Why did I even read that? Cheshire. Cheshire? I don't know how to pronounce that. She's incredibly good at looking into someone's heart and seeing what they were thinking. Yeah. Oh no, fucking car right here. One of them just tricked me, yeah. Ferris looked surprised and took a step back. Huh? Can't you tell that we don't remember shit, by the way, from this world line? And then I heard the sound of another engine. This time it was coming from beyond the gate and inside the base. It belonged to a black luxury car with an E on the license plate. E! Behind it was a minibus. The two of them stopped in front of the gate. It was time for my reunion to end. Oh, fuck.
Welcome!
Hello. We are going to America by ourselves. And the rest is staying back here in Japan. An American soldier, as tall as a basketball player, got out of the car. Why are foreigners always portrayed in Japanese media as fucking tall ass basketball players, bro? Always blonde, always blue eyed. Bro.
ようこそ皆さん。私ハモンドです。歓迎します。
I call you Hamu. His Japanese was good, but not great.
では、ミスター岡部以外の皆さんはバスに乗ってください。
Everyone except Okabe. He was smiling, but I could tell he wasn't going to allow any arguments. And the other American soldiers were still carrying their rifles, as they stood guard without smiles. Shimoyama and the other Japanese soldiers were watching us from a distance. They didn't try to stop us, they were just looking downward. Fuck. Yeah. I guess I get special treatment.
怖がらなくていいです。皆さんには少し話を聞かせてもらいます。でも後ですぐに沖縄防衛局へ送ります。どうぞ。
Don't go over the border.
大丈夫だ。安心しろ。
I'm worried as shit. I'm so worried right now.
ユキさん、参りを頼みます。
Oh my god.
はい。
Yuki nodded and put her arm around Mayuri's shoulders. As she led her to the bus, everyone else followed.
俺の両親によろしく言っておいてくれ。
If your parents are alive! I don't even know if they are. Once everybody but me was on, the minibus left immediately. The area in front of the gate fell silent. Okay, so they did not go through the gate. It was hard to believe this existed in the same world as all the places I'd crossed on my escape through Japan's main island. Oh my god.
さて、それではミスター岡部、あなたはどうぞこちらの車へ。
Oh, I can't wait. He told me to get in the back seat of the black luxury car. What would happen to me once I got inside? I tried to think about it, but realized there was nothing I could do. I was just about to get into the car when...
岡部君逃げろ。アメリカへ行ったらもう生きて戻れる。
Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm having shivers, like my entire body is shivering, bro. Oh my god, goosebumps everywhere. Oh my. If they take you, you won't come out alive. Oh no. What happens to Mayuri and the rest then? American soldiers took them too. I hate this game! Shimoyama's scream was cut off by the sound of gunfire. In the corner of my eye, I saw the American soldiers firing without hesitation. No way. I tried to turn around when... Huh? A large hand blocked my vision as Hamu held me down. I couldn't hear Shimoyama's voice anymore. Through the gaps between his fingers, I could see that nothing was moving. And I knew exactly what that meant. I was shoved into the car before I had time to think about it. Yeah, I'll do this then. I tried to open my mouth, but Hemi looked into my eyes and shook his head. I wasn't supposed to talk then. Hamon sat next to me, then closed the door. The car started to move. Holy fuck. Soon we turned down a different road than the one the minibus was taking. America, huh? I'd never been there before. You're not gonna have a great experience, let me tell you. What were they going to do to me there? Use me as a guinea pig, cut open my head and dissect my brain. I probably wasn't going to be able to do any tourist things. Yeah, no shit! I felt like screaming but tried my best to stay calm. Dr. Leskinen? I'm coping. Haman suddenly spoke. Then he handed me something. I took it before I even looked at what it was. When I checked, it was a normal smartphone. Is it Amadeus? Confused, I pressed the button as I was told. And then something appeared on the screen. Huh? Hello? Oh my fucking god. Amadeus is fucking haunting me, bro. It was the Amadeus Max Krise. I was about to ask Hammond when. For the first time in about a month, that feeling came back! What the fuck is going on? 1.3 something, and then we are at 1.12! What? That's kind of drastic. The whole world and all its colors began to shift. There was a feeling of instability, like my brain was unable to recognize where it was, and then dizziness and a sense of falling, like you get when you're anemic. I could hear the blood vessels deep within my ears, and they sounded really loud. The sense of floating finally stopped, and my surroundings coalesced into firm shapes. What is happening? Hello? It's the 21st of January. A month has still passed. What the fuck is going on, bro? I was in the lab in the room I knew well. Okay, let me check my contacts. Okay, Yuki Maho is still here. Susa, Luka Kodaro Mayuri. Did I get messages? There are no messages. I can't open up Amadeus. Okay. Okay, I was in the lab, in the room I knew well. Yeah. There was no traces of Okinawa anywhere. I'm not good. What in the fuck is this? Why? Why? I don't get it. I realized that I was staring at Mayuri. Yeah? Cause, same. Cause what the fuck? Oh. Sorry about that. I looked around the room. Okay, Daro's there. Daro was sitting in front of the PC like always, hunched over with his back toward me. Uh-huh. God damn it. There's something between my keyboards. So annoying. Susa was reading a magazine on the couch. Okay. On the open page, I could read the title New Encephalitis Strikes Worldwide. Are you in danger? Okay, this is about the virus, right? Oh my god. The same couch, the same cheap fridge, Daro's computer desk, the dirty curtain and cut of the development room from the rest of the lab. That cut the development room off, okay. The wall clock, which I picked up out of a garbage dump, told me it was past 6. I looked at the calendar and 2010 was already gone. It was January 2011. 2026 now, baby! The world that had changed again. I was back? To the old world line? How?
No.
How did it change back?
Mayuri. ここって秋葉原だよな。
Oh no, Suzuha must know. Suzuha must know that we time traveled somehow, right? That we changed timelines?
違うのか。
秋葉原だよ。
Okay.
今日って何日だっけ。
21日。
ゴリバチョフ知ってるか。
ゴリバチョフ？どこかで聞いたことがあるような。
Okay.
ペレストロイカっしょ。恐ろしや。あ、でもゴリビーってソ連時代だっけ？やっぱロシアといえばプーチンしょ。目の前で睨まれたらしょんべんちびる自信あるね。
Oh my god, bro. Okay.
プーシーさんなら知ってるよ。
Pushing
ロシ
son.
アの大統領さんだよね。
Okay. Okay. The history, Russian history got fixed, guys. Isn't that great?
実はワンコが好きなんだよ。秋田犬を飼ってるんだって。ニュースでやってた。
Well, I guess he likes dogs in front of a camera, that's for sure.
大統領。そうだ。大統領だ。
Yes? Oh my god. Maddie, Daro, and Susa all looked over at me suspiciously. It felt like a long time since anyone had looked at me that way. I was back. I no longer had to worry that I might be killed at any second. Oh, I'm so glad we ported back, by the way. I don't want to see how like, fucking Rintaro gets tortured by Americans. I really don't want to know. But at the same time, I wondered. Did I read that? I felt incredibly relieved. Yeah, same. Very much so. I wondered. Why had the world then changed again? And why precisely back where we started? When? I needed to calm down and think for a bit. Holy shit. What the fuck's happening? I went up to the roof and booted up the web browser on my smartphone. Unlike during wartime, it connected immediately. I was amazed at the speed. Just getting an internet connection in the last world that had been difficult enough. Okay. Nice. Wikipedia. I started by searching for Gorbachev and the results came back instantly. Perestroika. The Soviet Union's first and last president. The August, a coup d'etat and the collapse of the Soviet Union. All the keywords I hoped to see were there. As soon as I confirmed that the Soviet Union was dismantled at the end of the 20th century and no longer existed, I closed the browser. Oh my goodness. Then why had the world then changed again? I hadn't done anything. I didn't have any way to interfere with the divergence value. So what had changed it? Had whoever had performed the first experiment in Russia undone it? I think it was Suzuha and Daru, right? Because Suzuha and Daru were missing. They were probably working on the time machine. Which is why they did something to change it back. Had they watched its progress for a month and then been satisfied? Were they going to keep doing it? And if they did, would I be caught up in it each time? It was a mistake to come outside before the code on. Nothing I could come up with by myself would be anything more than a guess. Yeah. If only Kriso was here. I will not call her. I will not call Amadeus Kriso. Why did they even have Amadeus? Why did the American government have Amadeus? The American military. What? I went back to the lab. Kriso didn't even say a single word to me. Bruh. The refs we'd put up on the entrance for the Christmas party was still up.
Christmas party.
It had only been a month, hadn't it? It felt like a million years ago. I had no memories of what I'd done in this world line after the Christmas party.
ああ、そういえば飾り付け放置したまんまだっけ。いい加減外さないとな。パーティーの時にオカリンと吹雪氏が倒れたっしょ。それでバタバタしちゃってちゃんと片付けできてないんだよね。
Both of us collapsed.
俺と中瀬さんが倒れた。
Because the world line changed. Was that when the world line changed? Yeah. Everyone remembered that I'd collapsed at the Christmas party. Which means I'd come back to the same world line as the one I'd been in before. That's insane. If this was Russia's doing, it was terrifying to think they could control the world like that. The world line to that degree. And there was one more thing. It worried me that Fubuki had collapsed too. Yeah. I stood there lost in thought. Daro and Mai looked a little concerned. We have to talk to Fubuki. We have to talk to her to confirm that maybe she sees the same shit we do.
オカリン
そういえば中瀬さんの具合はどうなのかなって思ってな。
I quickly came up with an excuse.
ふぶきちゃんまだ入院してるんだ。
Oh my god.
入院？もう1ヶ月近く経ってるのにか？
本人は大丈夫だって言ってるんだけど、ちっとも退院させてもらえないんだって。
What? I've heard that lately, unless you were really, really sick, they wouldn't let you stay in the hospital for very long. Was Fubuki sick with something?
これの疑いが晴れないらしいね。
Yeah, this virus. Susa whispered as she held up the page of the magazine she was reading. New encephalitis strikes worldwide. Are you in danger? Yes.
新型脳炎。
I borrowed the magazine. Here we go. Cause unknown. It's reached Japan. Are you in danger? My god. They were talking about this last November. I'd seen a glimpse of it on the news. Outside of Japan, they'd seen almost 100 people, albeit with mild symptoms. In Japan, there were 10 people being kept at hospitals for examinations, or so it said. So it had made its way to Japan? And one of those 10 was Fubuki then. Was it transmittable by air? Transmissible. We didn't catch it at the Christmas party, did we? I don't think so. I knew that getting nervous wouldn't help anything, but still I wondered. Reading Steins.
ねえ、オカリンも一度病院で見てもらった方がいいんじゃないかな。
I would love to.
あの時のオカリン、ふぶきちゃんよりもっと具合悪そうだったよ。
And by which I mean I would gladly go to the hospital as a visitor and not as a patient.
ああ、考えておくよ。
Yeah, I'll think about it. I gave a half-hearted answer to Mayuri and turned back to the magazine. Strange symptoms being found all over the world. Cause unknown. Sudden memory loss. Memories differ from those of the people around you. Losing all sense of the passage of time. Losing the ability to tell the difference between dreams and reality. And sometimes having waking dreams. The article was filled with things like that. This was like reading Steiner. Yeah.
リーディングシュタイナーみたいじゃないか。
Yeah. And multiple people have it. And it matched exactly with what Shimoyama had told me in the other world line. Yeah. Yeah.
随分とリアルな夢を見たりするとか。
Mhm.
ひどい時には白チュームというのかな。現実と夢の区別がつかなくなることもあると聞いた。
Mhm.
中瀬君と非常によく似た白チュームを見る人たちがいる。
And then just one or two. Yeah.
一人や二人じゃない。
I'd wondered back then if Fubuki possessed reading Steiner too. Maybe the reason she collapsed at the Christmas party wasn't some new disease, but the unexpected activation of reading Steiner. That would mean her diagnosis was wrong. The unnecessary tests and treatments they gave her wouldn't help a bit. It looked like I needed to talk to Fubuki. Yeah, we really do. Because if we have the same symptoms, she must have gone through the same fucking timeline. Oh my god. Okay, I'll pause my episode real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Hello everyone, I'm back. Let's continue by visiting our, you know, a sufferer as well. A sufferer of time travel, because she apparently has reading Steiner too. I ended up going over that day. Let's go to the hospital. Yippee. She was at a large general hospital with a medical student department, located in Ochanomizu. Okay. It was close enough to Akihabara I could walk, and getting there was easier. Okay. Since she might get the wrong idea if I went alone, I encouraged Smiley to come with me. I hoped it would look like I was only coming as an afterthought. But it ended up being a bigger deal than I expected. When they heard that Mayuri was going, Yuki and Kai decided to come too. The girl trip. Evidently they'd all been to visit Fubuki several times before, and they knew exactly where she was located. They walked down the halls without hesitation. Is that actually Rintaro's first time visiting her in the hospital? Did he not do that for an entire month? That's crazy. It was almost 8 when visiting hours ended, so we needed to hurry. Holy shit. But as we passed by a nurse's station, there was a minor commotion. A woman in her late 40s wearing a grey jersey was yelling at the doctors and nurses. Oh no, does she have the same symptoms?
必要な検査と治療を行った後にですね。
治療なんて何にもしてないじゃない。しかもちょっとした検査のはずがなんで1ヶ月も出られないの。仕事はどうしてくれるの？
I see. So she must have similar symptoms.
落ち着いてください。この病気は未知の部分が多く、十分な検査を行って慎重に治療をしませんと危険なのです。
嘘。テレビじゃそんなに大変な病気じゃないから安心しろみたいに言ってたわよ。
Well, the TV lies, women. Sorry to tell you.
ですから、それは適切な検査と治療を行うことが前提です。先ほども突然のめまいを起こしたと看護師からの報告が来ています。
Well, there is no appropriate treatment for this though.
あれは夕飯が遅いからお腹が空いて貧血になっただけよ。私は元気なの。
Damn.
退院させて。
The woman was about ready to grab the doctor by the throat. Several female nurses held her back, then dragged her off somewhere with reassuring words. Oh my god.
びっくりしたわ。吹雪ちゃんは大丈夫かな？
I hope she is. The girls hurried even faster down the hallway. Oh fuck. Did she also go through the war for a month? I hope not. Fubuki was in a 4-person room at the very end of the hallway. We hesitantly peeked inside. Oh. Did she also just come back to her own body?
この声。
Wow, we could hear moaning coming from beyond the curtains surrounding Fubuki's bed. Mayuri went pale and hurriedly ripped them open.
吹雪ちゃん。
Uh-oh. Whoa. Oh no! Not the goddamn tentacles on her head. I know those aren't tentacles, but like, oh my god. Fubuki made a strange noise and spun around as we came in. I looked closer and saw that she was sitting on the bed with her legs crossed, watching a show on the LCD TV attached to it. Okay. Her eyes were red and swollen with tears, but given the fact that she had a stick of Pocky in her mouth, she was probably just crying over soap opera. God damn it! I thought it was more than that. This game is baiting me again. I can't believe this.
Oh,
Oh my god. Fubuki wiped away her tears and welcomed us with her usual smile. Well, she was technically. Same kinda. Even as she apologized, she tossed another chocolate-coated stick into her mouth. Her hair was tied up and she was wearing some kind of headgear. At first I thought it was just that she was too lazy to do her hair, but evidently not. There were cords coming out of the headgear that were attached to a belt around her waist. Were they monitoring her brainwaves? As unobtrusively as possible, I took a look at the other patients around the room. They were all wearing the same headgear. They may have been giving it to all the patients, okay? They all wanted to visit. Why are you blushing about that? Fubuki stared at me intently. She'd never done that before, so I started to wonder if there was something on my face. Because she expects him to feel the same way she does?
俺と同じように倒れたって言うから気になってたんだ。具合は？
全然平気。なんで退院できないのか本当わかんないよ。
Because you have reading, Steiner.
毎日
They
毎
want
日
it.
検査するだけで他には何にもやることないし、退屈で退屈で。
Poor you.
しかもさ、病室って携帯禁止なんだよね。メールしたくてもロビーまで行かないとダメだし、夜9時になると勝手に消灯されちゃうから、深夜アニメも見られないし。もう信じられない。
Her bed was surrounded with portable game consoles, magazines, a miniature DVD player, anything to stave off boredom. And given all the half-empty boxes of snacks, it was hard to believe the disease was as serious as they said on the news.
オカリンさんは大丈夫なの？
ああ、マユリにも言ったが、この通り、なんともない。
I am the anomaly.
そっか、よかった。
She seemed truly relieved, but she was still staring at me. Huh? And suddenly Kaede started to fidget. Not only that, she blushed, then glanced at me, and then almost started to cry. She was acting really weird. What?
楓ちゃん？どうかした？
Wait, why is she about to cry? Yeah. Kaede started to fidget even more when she realized that everyone was looking at her, but she had no choice but to go over and whisper something at Fubuki's ear. Huh?
吹雪ちゃん、
Wait, what is this about? The other girls tried to quiet Fubuki down. This was a hospital and there were other patients in the room. We couldn't make a fuss.
だって皆さん、ちょっと聞いてくださいよ。
Okay, spill the tea, sis.
ここにいらっしゃる来島楓さんってば、私とオカリンさんがみんなに隠れてこっそり付き合ってるんじゃないかって疑ってるんですよ。
Guys, fellas, is it relationship stuff when you look too much at another person? Is it love when you look a little too closely? I don't think so, but you know. Now it was our turn to keep from shouting in surprise.
何を言い出すんだ。
Oh my god.
だってまゆりちゃんの話だと今日吹雪ちゃんのお見舞いに行こうと言い出したのって
Yeah.
オカリンさんなんですよね。
So?
それはまあそうだ
God
が。
damn it, Mayuri, don't throw me under the bus like that. There was another reason, but I couldn't say that. Yeah, no shit.
それにさっきから吹雪ちゃんとオカリンさん愛おしそうに見つめ合ってるし。
Longingly? Okay.
愛おしそうに見つめてないから。そうじゃなくて。
Yeah? Fubuki tried to scratch her head, but the headgear blocked her way and she gave up.
ちょ
Damn.
っとリアルな夢をね見ちゃって。
リアルな夢
I was startled. That may have been what I wanted to find out,
今
yes?
日の夕方くらいかな。
Yes.
少しうとうとしてたんだ。やることもないし暇すぎちゃって。そしたらなんかね、あんまり詳しくは覚えてないんだ
Oh
けど、
no.
私とオカリンさんとユキさんが怖い人に車に乗せられて、どこかへ連れて行かれる夢を見ちゃったんだ。
So the people that have this virus, right? This version of reading Steiner is not actively participating in the other timeline. It's just very passively, just in bits and fragments. Ah, fuck. It ain't no dream, girl. I was there.
私も出てくるの？
Yeah.
うん。
Mm-hmm. I know. Yep, that's it. That's what we've been looking for. It was the same. That meant Fubuki had experienced the same thing I'd gone through in the other world line. And this evening would have been the same time I was experiencing it. Mm-hmm. I peeked through the curtains to make sure that none of the hospital staff were around.
みんな悪いが中瀬さんと2人で
Oh shit.
話をさせてくれないか
Oh shit. Please, it's not something sketchy. Please?
まさか。
No, it's not.
違うって
Mm-hmm. I wasn't really sure how to handle that reaction.
それはマユシーたちには聞かれたくないこと？
Mayuri be like, not my first time.
病気のことについてなんだ
Mm-hmm.
わかった。
She trusts him so much. Mayuri nodded and went outside the curtains. The other two looked bothered, but they followed her. I hope she keeps them far away so they don't listen in on this conversation. Mm-hmm.
君の話した夢なんだがもしかして場所は沖縄じゃなかったか
Mm. Yeah.
そうだね。
Mm-hmm.
多分沖縄だったと思う。
Mm.
車に乗ってる時にそういう看板を見た気がする。
車に乗ってたのは俺と君そしてユキさん
Yeah.
他に運転手と背の低い自衛隊の男
Mm-hmm.
うん。
Yeah. How do you
男の名
know?
前は下山
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fubuki suddenly went pale. A dream about being in a car in Okinawa could be written off as a coincidence, but knowing the exact name of the man in that shared dream was a different matter entirely.
どうして？
Oh my
その
god.
男は君に白チュームの話をした
Mm-hmm.
ロシアの大統領の話も
Mm-hmm. Yep, I
そ
know.
して俺たちは米軍基地に連れて行かれた
Yep.
そこでマユリた
This
ちと合
feels
流
so
して
surreal.
俺とは別れた
Like, sharing this experience that Rintaro had in a different world line with someone. Like, just talking about a completely different world line in another one is so... This is like boggling my mind right now. This is so surreal. What the, yeah, do you remember the experience we've had for an entire month during war times? I remember, I've been there. This is so strange. In a time where it's peaceful right now. Holy fuck. This is insane. Fubuki was too stunned to speak. Yeah. There was no room for doubt. My suspicion turned into a certainty. Fubuki had a stronger reading Steiner than most people, and remembered the other world line as a relatively realistic dream.
夢の中でその下山って人が言ってた。オカリンさんも私と同じで別の世界の記憶を持ってるんだって。
Yeah.
ああ
それって本当だったんだ。
Yeah. Yeah.
ああ
Yeah. I hesitated for a moment, but then I gave her a brief explanation of my own reading Steiner ability. The one thing I wanted to make sure she understood was that her dreams weren't caused by an illness. But her reaction wasn't what I expected.
だったら他にもいるかも。
Yeah.
病気じゃない人。
There are probably every single one in this room right now.
そうなのか
暇だからみんなとね、よく話をするんだ。 自分の見た夢の話。
Oh.
それがものすごくそっくりでびっくりすることがあって。
Oh shit. Oh shit.
ついさっきもね、隣の部屋に入院してる小学生の子が言ってた。ここで仲良くなった子なんだけど。
Oh no. An elementary
一度も
school.
行ったことないはずなのに、沖縄にいる夢を見たって。戦争で東京が燃えちゃって、自衛隊に助けられて沖縄へ逃げる夢だったって。
そうか。
Holy fuck. Oh no. If that was true, then it wasn't just Fubuki. There were other patients who are being kept in the hospital for no reason, who didn't have any kind of disease at all.
お
Yeah.
医者さんに
No.
話した方がいい。
I don't think they will believe you, and if you tell them that, people will go after us, after every single one with that disease. To figure out, maybe, how to time travel, how to, change the future, you know? How to change the present to have a certain future. I don't know. I know what they would do with that information, but I don't think it's something good.
いや、
Yeah.
とてもじゃないが信じてもらえるとは思えない。
Mm-hmm.
それどころか、妄想がひどくなったって診断されたりでもしたら。
Yeah.
そっか。
They'll keep you here forever, bro.
他の人にもまだ黙っていた方がいい。
They might panic.
騒ぎになったら大変だ。
Mm-hmm. Damn. And then Yuki poked her head through the curtain.
岡部さん、看護師さんがこっちに来ます。
Okay.
面会時間おしまいですよ。
Damn. I looked at the clock. It was well past 8. A very short
バタバタしちゃっ
visit.
てごめんね、ふぶきちゃん。
Hmm.
今度はゆっくりできるように早めに来るね。
Yeah.
ああ、まゆし、言っちゃやだ。
No. She's playing it up.
でも、ナースさんに怒られちゃうよ。
Yeah.
そんなの別にいいよ。今夜は私と一緒に寝て。
Oh my god. Fubuki was back to her usual self. She grabbed Mayuri's hand and held it tight. Kaede chuckled and forced her to let go.
なるべく来てあげるから。わがまま言っちゃダメ。
Damn.
なるべくじゃやだよ。明日も明後日も放課後になったら来て。暇で死んじゃう。
Better than war. Fubuki flailed her arms and legs about. It was a bit too deliberate, if you ask me. Kaede patted her on the head.
はいはい。
She's acting up, yeah.
それじゃあまたね。
What I mean is that she's acting her usual persona up a little bit right now. Mayuri and Yuki went over to pet her too, and before long she looked like a little puppy in a kennel being petted. We left her behind and exited the room. Yeah. I was the last to leave, and before I did, I turned around and saw Fubuki staring at us from the bed. Our eyes met, so I nodded a little. It's okay, you're not sick, so don't worry. I don't know if she understood what I meant, but she nodded back. Damn. What will they do to her? How long are they going to keep her here? I also have a goddamn it. There we go. Message on Rhine. I want to talk in private. I'll wait for you to contact me. Uh-oh. I should have saved before this. Something in the short message made me feel tense. Does Suzuha know that we time traveled again? That reading Steiner activated again? Does she know? After I said my goodbyes to the others, I contacted Suzuha. She told me to come to the top of Radikan. Hello. When I arrived, she was standing silently on the dark roof. Hello. There was no trace of a smile on her face. Her eyes shone in the darkness, and as she glared at me, I felt a shiver run down my spine. This was not the Suzuha I was used to. She's slightly different again? Maybe this was her true self. Whatever she wanted to talk to me about, I was sure I wasn't going to like it.
悪かったね、オカリンおじさん。こんなところに呼び出しちゃって。
Why am I here?
話ってなんだ？
あ、うん。
Yeah?
私はなんていうか、話の駆け引きとか上手な情報の引き出し方とかそういうの苦手でさ。
Okay. So? From the way she stumbled over her words, it was clearly something she didn't want to talk about.
単刀直入に言ってくれ。
Yeah.
以前のお前なら多分そうしていただろう。
The old you.
そうだね。
もしかして俺のこと気遣ってくれてるのか。
What is it about?
そうか。ありがとう。
別にそんなんじゃ。
Susa got a little annoyed and tried to say something back to me, but ended up swallowing her words.
実は俺最初はちょっとショックだったんだ。
A shock?
お前が俺のよく知ってる鈴葉と全然違ったから。
それは仕方ない。世界線が違えば育った環境もそこで出来上がる人格や考え方も変わる。
Is he talking about Alpha World and Suzuha right now? How Alpha and Beta World and Suzuha changed?
でも今はそうは思わない。
Huh?
鈴葉はやっぱり鈴葉だよ。
Somewhat deep down.
いや、やっぱり私は違う。オカリンおじさんのよく知ってる天音鈴葉じゃない。
How do you know? How do you know?
今日私はオカリンおじさんを尾行したんだ。
Okay.
尾行？
そう、病院の中までずっと。
What did she say? Why would she do? What did she say? Why would she do that? How far did you follow me? No, I knew the answer without even asking. There was only one reason she would do something like that.
俺が世界線を移動したことに気づいたのか。
あのクリスマスの夜におじさんにリーディングシュタイナーが発動したんじゃないかとずっと疑ってたんだ。あの日だけじゃない、今日もだ。
Today too, yeah.
それで確信に変わったよ。
Yeah. I deliberately avoided telling Suzuha that the world plan had changed. It was obvious that she would react like this.
聞かせて。
Oh no.
ここはもう前の世界線とは変わってしまったのか。
I mean...
聞いてどうする？
いいから答えて。
Oh my god.
これは命令だ。岡部倫太郎。
Could you... God, could people stop pointing a gun at my face just one episode? Oh my god. Why? Why are you so forceful? You won't shoot me. You won't shoot me. Try me, bitch. I gulped as I saw her pull the gleaming pistol out from her jacket. It was aimed right between my eyes. You won't kill me.
だよな。
You won't kill me. You need me for your plan.
冗談でこんなことはしない。
It felt like Susa was trying to revert to who she was when I'd first come to the Beta World line. A woman who put her mission above anything else. She was so desperate it hurts to even look at her. What would happen if she shot me here? I imagined myself lying on the ground in a pool of blood. Yeah. Oh my god. In my mind, the image overlapped with Chris's dead body. Don't throw up. I closed my eyes and grit my teeth, trying to avoid a flashback. I'd spent the last month trying to escape to Okinawa in the middle of a war, but I still wasn't used to having a gun pointed right at me.
もう一度聞く。世界線は変動したのか？
Yes?
ここはもう以前とは違う世界なのか？
In my perspective, we returned back, so... But Susa's hands were shaking a little as she held the gun. That would have been unimaginable when she'd first come here from the future. Maybe she was ashamed of it because she bit down on her teeth even harder. Bit down her teeth that way. Oh! She must have bit her lip when she did so because a single trail of blood ran down her jaw and dripped onto the ground. She's like, I have to stop fucking around, bro. I stared at the blood as I answered.
大丈夫だ。俺たちは以前のままの世界線にいる。
本当に？
ああ。一度別の世界線に移動したのは事実だが、再び元に戻った。
Yeah.
はずだ。
それをやったのは誰だ？
I don't know.
ロシアか。
だと思う。
Yeah, in the first timeline change. That's the theory for
と
now.
うとうタイムマシンの実験を開始したってことか。
I nodded.
それならもう一刻の猶予もないじゃないか。
Oh no.
連中が実験を続ければやがて取り返しのつかないことが起きる。 シュタインズゲートに続く道が閉ざされてしまうかもしれない。
Oh no.
私はバカだ。悩んでる場合じゃなかった。もう説得なんて終わりだ。
Holy shit.
どうする気だ？
岡部倫太郎、私の命令に従ってもらう。
I don't feel like it.
7月28日に行くんだ。
No! Don't force me back! No, I refuse.
拒否したら
拒否なんてさせない。
You will.
お前はいいのか？それで
何？
この世界線をなかったことにしてしまって、それで
うるさい。
Oh shit. Oh! Hello? What the hell? Why did she shoot me? There was a horrible ringing in my ears and a fierce pain in my eardrums. A second later, the smell of gunpowder passed by my face. She really shot at me, yeah? I'm not afraid to die, bitch.
次は脅しじゃなくて当てる。
Okay, try me. Damn, she looks so miserable in this CG. She was glaring at me as if she was about to cry. We stared at each other in silence. I tried as hard as I could to come up with something to calm her down, but nothing came to me. Nothing I could come up with would get her to change her mind. What should I do? Oh no. Dude, I'm about to die! Suddenly I heard Daru's voice. Help! Help me! I turned and saw that he'd just come out of the door near the stairs.
父さん、
Please stop your daughter. Please?
マユシとアマネシからメールがあったんだ。なんか鈴葉がオカリンを呼び出したって言うからさ、嫌な予感がして探してたんだよ。
He had a bad feeling, huh?
あと、差出人不明のメールがあった。
A message from an unknown sender.
差出人不明。
What?
この場所のマップの URL を送りつけられた。もしやと思って真っ先に来てみたわけ。
Who sent this to you?
そしたら銃声がしたからびっくりしたっつーの。
Who sent this to you? Daru's whole body was covered in sweat. Even as he spoke, large beads were appearing on his forehead. He must have really hurried.
で、鈴葉、その銃は何なん？
I'm just flexing.
いや、鈴葉は別に何も。
何もなかったら銃なんて撃たないっしょ、上皇。
Duh.
ほら、鈴葉、話してみるといいのだぜ。
父さんだって本当は分かってるくせに。
Yeah.
何が？
世界線が変動したことだよ。ロシアがタイムマシンの実験を始めたんだ。
それって確定なん？
You're sure?
だから焦ってるんじゃないか。
Damn.
このままじゃ何もかも終わりなんだ。
It's already
ス
too
タインズ
late.
ゲートに到達できない。第三次世界大戦も防げない。
I don't think even if we return back to July 28th or whatever, I don't think we can reach the Steins Gate anyway. I don't think so.
大勢の人が死んで、母さんも死んで、何もかも回避できない。
Well.
それは困るよ。
No shit, Daru!
でも、だからってさ、オカリンを脅して無理やり過去へ連れて行ったとして、それでうまくいくわけ？
Yeah. She's like panicking. She's panicking because she knows that they are on the path of World War III. So she's trying to do anything she can, even though it doesn't necessarily make sense. Daru's normally easygoing expression had suddenly turned serious.
タイムマシンや世界線のことを研究し始めて、なんとなく分かってきたんだよね。
What did you figure out?
オカリンの言う通り、普通のやり方じゃ何度やってもマキセ氏の命を救うことなんてできないんじゃないかって。
Yes.
父さんまで何を言って。
It's true!
世界線のルールや因果率がそんな簡単に変えられるんなら、オカリンの言うアルファ世界線でマユ氏の命だって救えたはずっしょ。
Yeah, but I didn't. She was destined to die, and the same is true for Krisu.
じゃあどうしたらいいって言うんだ。
I don't know. Daru brought his fist up to his chest.
どうすべきかを僕らは研究してるわけっしょ。
でももう時間が。
They are going to research how to get to the Steins Gate.
大丈夫、僕に任せとけって。 絶対に何とかしてみせる。
I hope so.
たまには父さんの言うことも素直に聞いてほしいのだぜ。
Yeah, trust me for once, Suzuha. Goddamn. Daru's voice was strong and kind in a way you'd never imagine he was capable of. He softly took the gun from Suzuha's hands. Honestly, Daru is suddenly so much more mature in certain, you know, situations. Not all of them, obviously, but like, it's making me like him even more. She didn't resist, yeah.
ほら、銃なんかよりもっと大切なものを忘れてる。今日みたいな寒い日にこそこれを使うべき。
Aww. Daru took something out of his pocket. He pressed it into Suzuha's hands. Aww. Aww. It was a pair of handmade gloves. It was the present that Yuki had given her at the Christmas party. I remembered it well.
私
When he gave her the gloves, warm tears started to flow down her face.
どうしていいのかわかんない。
Oh my god.
わかんなくなっちゃった。
It reminds me of the previous game where Suzuha tried to get the IBN and she failed and she blamed herself so much. And I think there's a familiar sentiment here where she's just stuck and frustrated and doesn't know where to go. This is how strongly she feels about the missions she's given. Goddamn.
助けて。
Oh!
父さん。
Oh! Fuck.
助けて。
Oh my
お
god.
願い。
What a strong line from this character, holy shit. Suzuha's shoulders shook as the tears poured down. She's so honest and vulnerable now because she's lost. And she's asking her dad for guidance. I'm weak, I'm so weak, man. I turned my eyes towards the time machine, a silhouette in the darkness.
俺はもう乗らないって
Yeah,
決めたんだ。
yeah, it's useless. No matter what Daru said, no matter how Suzuha threatened me, I wasn't going back to the past. I can't look back. Let's go to a future that is destroyed before it even began. Suzuha's perspective, okay. The next thing she knew, Suzuha was inside the time machine, wrapped up in a blanket. Okay, let me save my game. I don't know if this is a flashback again or if this is present time Suzuha. So let me save. There we go. And this is where I'm going to end this episode. Thank you yet again for watching. This is the perfect episode to start off 2026. Am I right, guys? God damn it. Oh my god. What's more? What? How could they torture him even more? How could they torture Rintaro even more? Let's find out together in the next episodes. They so will. It is Steins Gate still, so they will torture Rintaro in another way that we have not seen before, and it will traumatize him even more. I cannot wait. It's also interesting to see the experience of future Rintaro that helped us reach the Steins Gate in the previous game. I need to re-listen to the performance that was performed there when future Rintaro talked to his past self. Because that gives it more depth, this game, you know? But I'm probably going to listen to it after I finish this game. So, yeah. I don't know how long this game is, actually. We'll see. We'll see you guys next week with Suzuha POV this time. And more shit happening. I'm still interested about the Krisu's laptop, Krisu's data that's encrypted right now, that Daru still has. Maybe that will save us somehow. I don't know what will happen. The future is uncertain, and so is the plot of this game. And with that, I'll finish this week for you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye. Bye-bye.